One of the things that makes me really excited to get into my Windows Forensics class is that day one, exercise one, I get to share about a tool that I helped develop in my daily work. And that is such a unique experience that I'm really glad I get to share with my class. One of my favorite stories I get to share about forensics is one of the few cases that I can talk about publicly. I'm so excited to share this one story because it involves the time that I helped get 200 innocent people out of a foreign prison. Using forensics, I was able to dig into the really fine details of a series of forged documents. And using tools and techniques that we learn in the Windows Forensics class, I'm able to share how techniques that we learned day one were fundamental to the work that I did to get these innocent people out of prison, but also how forensics and knowing the basics allows you to dig deeper. In this story, the thing that ended up unlocking the case was looking at the hex bytes and seeing something in the ones and zeros of the disk that didn't match up with what a legitimate document would be. So deep in the ones and zeros of the document, I was able to find information that got 200 innocent people out of prison in a foreign country, and I think that's a pretty cool thing to be able to share. So this little tiny piece of data that was very hidden and took months of work to ultimately find was the result of a lot of research, a lot of testing, and just being able to look at the ones and zeros to see that these documents, I was told, were created in a certain year, ended up being created with software that came out years later. So the story is these documents that were supposedly created in 2004 had somewhere in the hex of the ones and zeros and bits and bytes on the disk that you don't normally see, had dates related to software that said these XML components were developed in 2007. This is the 2007 schema that exists in these 2004 documents. That doesn't happen naturally. So that was part of uncovering the forgery that led to 200 plus people getting out of prison.